What is going on, everybody? This is Incredibly Ever Show, bringing you another Madden 20 video. Today I'm going to go over the best players to use your 95 power-up pass on. So I do recommend grinding to level 80 to get that power-up pass because the 95 players are pretty much the most expensive ones in the game. There are a couple of 96s, and it's really going to be worth it for you to save some coins if you can use that pass instead of buying one of those players to really power up your team. So definitely try and get to level 80 if you can, doing the solo challenges, all that stuff, just to grind up, play it head-to-head, however you want to do it, but try and get up to level 80 so that you can use this power-up pass. No face cam today, by the way. My recording studio, aka my bedroom, was hijacked by my wife, who has to sleep after her night shift at work, so I'm just recording this out in my living room without my camera. So no face cam today. Y'all get a break from seeing my face. Congratulations to you guys. Before we get into the video, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do that down below. Hit the bell icon, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Also, make sure you go and join my Discord app if you want to chat Madden with some of the guys in the community. They've asked that I call them the Incredibly Average Clan, so that is the name of the Discord. The link to that is down below. It is also on my Twitter page. Make sure you go and join that if you want to join some like-minded people and talk Madden. So really, there's a lot of new 95 players. We just had the playoff promo come out. That's really why I was waiting for today. So we got a lot more 95 people. But honestly, the promo, I don't know. I'm not really blown away by a lot of the players that are in it. There's really only one person on this list from the entire promo so far that I think is worth grabbing. So let me actually jump into the first playoff guy that I think is really the only playoff guy that I think is worth it. And that is going to be Strahan Gilmore here. So Strahan Gilmore, one of the reasons he's good, he does have a power-up. It's been a long time since he's gotten a card. He's a really solid card, though, and he's expensive. So the other one probably comparable to him at this level would be down here, Richard Sherman. Gilmore has a little bit more speed than Sherman. And yeah, you can power them both up, get a bit more speed on both of them. But between the two play styles, I would prefer Gilmore a little bit better. Let me pull up his stats here and we can take a look. That's him compared to Mel Blount, but he's got really good man coverage. And Richard Sherman has better zone coverage. So if you do use that, maybe Sherman's the way to go. I prefer Gilmore. Like he said, he's a little bit faster and more agile and things like that. That man coverage is just great. He's got really good press. Actually, let's go take a look down at Richard Sherman just so we can compare. And I'll show you really the main differences here. Because really the main one is that zone coverage, because he has good man, but that zone coverage is good. Press is good, but the speed and all that is a little bit lower. So really this just comes down to your personal play style. If you run more man coverage, then I would go with Gilmore, and if you run more zone, then I would go with Sherman. But both are solid options, but my pick is going to be Gilmore. That is going to be my only guy from the playoff promo so far. I just wasn't really excited about a lot of the players. The next ones are all going to be pretty much from Zero Chill, I believe. This next one is a left end, and it's not J.J. Watt, it's actually Strahan. I think Strahan is better than J.J. Watt because he's got higher speed. I have Strahan fully powered up on my team. As you can see, that's him compared on the team there. He's got 81 speed, 88 excel, 92 strength, 91 tackling, 93 play recognition, 92 block shed, 96 power move, and 91 finesse move. So he is an absolute beast, and that is his unpowered up card. Obviously, everything else is +1 once you power him up. And again, a lot of these are going to come down to personal preference. We can compare to J.J. Watt here with the slower speed at 77, 82 excel, 96 strength. He is stronger, better tackling, better play recognition. All of the block shedding, Michael Strahan's going to have him beaten. Even the unpowered up version, I guess finesse is the same. But generally speaking, Michael Strahan gets off the block a little bit better. I prefer that for my defensive end, so I would pick Strahan here. And for this list in general, you're going to have a lot of options, and you might want more than one. But obviously, the ones that you're going to want to buy and not use the power up pass on are going to be the cheaper ones. So if you want one of these cards and they're more expensive, definitely you're going to want to use the power up pass on them instead. The next one is who I think is the best running back in the game, disregarding NFL 100 automatic X factors, and that is going to be Bo Jackson. Where is he here? So he is amazing. I've heard some people don't love him. I don't understand why. I don't have him powered up on my team yet, but here he is compared to Eric Dickerson, who I do have powered up on my team. 1 speed higher, same excel, 92 agility, 93 carrying, 64. His catching's terrible, but so is Dickerson's. A lot of running backs are, unless you go for that. Specifically, 91 elusiveness, 95 truck. That 95 truck is dirty, and 93 break tackling. Obviously, if you power him up, you will +1 all of those, and then add the X factors onto him. So I think Bo Jackson as a pure take away the abilities, all that. I think he's the best running back in the game currently. Walter Payton is obviously another option. But Bo Jackson's going to be my pick for running back. This next one is actually the person that I'm using my power up pass on currently, and that is the limited Khalil Mack that just came out. Now, this card is an absolute beast, as y'all know. Khalil Mack's needed an upgrade for a while. It's basically him compared to Von Miller are the top two. Let's see, I believe I have, Ted Hendricks to compare him to, so you can have him powered up there. But 87 speed, 88 excel, 88 strength, 89 tackling, 95 play recognition, 91 block shed, 94 power move, and 90 finesse move. So his power and finesse move are both really, really high. I can't compare him to Lawrence Taylor here, but I do have Lawrence Taylor coming off the right side. So the main thing about these guys is left outside linebackers. I actually didn't really use them very much prior to this year, and now they're on the field pretty much all the time for me, and they're not dropping into zone. So the only bad thing about Khalil Mack you need to keep in mind is if you don't run a scheme where your left outside linebacker is blitzing a lot, his zone coverage and man coverage are both terrible. Just keep that in mind. He almost never is dropped into coverage for me, so that doesn't really matter to me, but definitely just something to keep in mind if that does not fit your play scheme. Moving on to the quarterbacks now. So there is one that I would take in here, but the only problem is he doesn't have a power up pass, and that's going to be Deshaun Watson. This card definitely needs a power up pass. The fact that he doesn't have one by now is criminal, because he's been having a phenomenal season, almost an MVP season, if Lamar wasn't going off like crazy, and on a team that's not that solid, especially the offensive line helping him out, he should be getting more love there. I can't believe he doesn't have one, but other than that, I don't know. I'm not a pocket passer, so all of these other 95 rated quarterbacks aren't doing it for me. If I was a pocket passer, I would definitely be going with Peyton Manning, though. I'm going to compare him here to Michael Vick, which isn't going to be a good comparison because they're so different archetypes and everything. But as you can see, Peyton Manning has 95 short accuracy, 94 mid, 91 deep, 93 throw under pressure, 81 throw on the run, and 96 play action. So the main thing about Peyton Manning is he gets the Omaha ability to activate for 5 plays, I believe, right at the beginning of the game. So if you understand defenses, you can see what your opponent's defenses that they're running, and you can know exactly how to pick that apart for the first 5 plays of the game. Might be able to get a free touchdown, kind of like the Randy Moss ability, which we will talk about in just a minute. Here we are in the wide receiver group, and as I said just a minute ago, the best 95, in my opinion, is Randy Moss. You have a lot of good 95s. You have Julio Jones, you have Jerry Rice, who's really solid. Marvin Harrison's another good one, but Randy Moss is really just broken right now, especially if you have that X factor on him. Just for the first play, he really just demolishes people. It's just almost impossible to cover. I always double cover the dude, and unless it's over or underthrown, he pretty much always snags it. So this is him compared to my best receiver, who's not. I definitely need to upgrade my receivers, but Torrey Holt at 96. So Randy Moss this is him unpowered up, by the way, so he will get +1 on everything else. 94 speed, 95 jump, 93 catch, 90 catch in traffic, 95 spectacular, which is really, really good, especially for that first deep route. 89 short route running, 88 mid route running. You're not going to be running those with them anyway. You should be running deep, which gets a 95. So Randy Moss is an absolute stud. I just didn't get this card, honestly, because everyone else had him, and I just kind of wanted to do something different. I say that, and then, of course, I have Eric Dickerson, who everybody hates, and reasonably so, because he's just a broken card, but that's beside the point. Anyway, Randy Moss is probably the best wide receiver in the game, and he's going to be tough to beat out. He'll probably get a 99 card at some point later in the year. Definitely a good card to invest in. Randy Moss would be my pick for wide receiver using that power pass on. So you'll notice I don't have any offensive linemen on this list, and that's really just because offensive linemen, usually they're not quite as expensive as some of these really big name players. They can be if they're like the best center, like Kevin Mawe, I know is pretty expensive right now. Anyone who's the top player at their position is going to be pretty expensive, but right after that, they do drop down pretty quickly. So the last one here is definitely the number 1 choice, and it's a lot of people's number 1 choice, but there's a really, really good reason why. I actually do have Calvin Johnson, and that's because I completed the set for him, and I like him. I've used him a lot, and if I wasn't using my power up pass on Khalil Mack, I would honestly sell him and do it on this other guy, which is Sean Taylor. Now, the reason Sean Taylor is, obviously he's the best free safety in the game right now, so that's reason enough to use it alone. But really the main reason is that to get this card fully powered up, if you use the power up pass on him, you literally just need to get his power up card, which you should have anyway if you were doing these solo challenges on the Zero Chill promo. And then all you have to spend to power him all the way up is 6,500 training. He doesn't have any other cards in the game, so the only card that blocks you from getting him up to a 96 is this 95 card. Now, as you can see, let's back up here really quick. His 95 card, if you're not, this is going to be the most expensive one, because that is literally this price range, this 800,000 coins right here, is the only thing keeping you from having the best free safety in the game. And so if you use your power up pass instead of that, you're going to have the best free safety in the game for very cheap, for under 7,000 training, I think I said, which is absolutely nuts. He is a dominant free safety. Definitely one that you want to look at on your team. Compared to Calvin Johnson, again, I've loved Calvin Johnson here, very solid card, but compared to him here, 93 speed, and again, this is him unpowered up. He will be +1 on everything. 93 speed, 93 excel, 88 tackling, 89 play recognition, 92 pursuit, 81 man coverage, 92 zone coverage, and 95 hit power. So he's pretty much better almost in everything over Calvin Johnson. They are even in a couple spots, but generally speaking, Sean Taylor is better than Calvin Johnson. He is a phenomenal card. Definitely one that I recommend picking up if you don't have a top tier safety, because it's very, very cheap to do so. So Sean Taylor, for that reason, is my number one pick for this list. That is my list for who to use the 95 power up pass as of right now. This list is probably going to change as more 95 people come out. I might make an updated one in a couple weeks if they have more 95s come out. Just if really anything changes in my mind, and as we have more players come out, they'll probably be better too, so there might be better options. But let me know down in the comments who y'all are going to use your power up pass on, if you've used it already, who it's on, if you're going to change it, if you're planning on keeping it on them for the foreseeable future. Again, if you're not subscribing or enjoying the channel, make sure you hit that sub button, hit the bell icon so you can know as soon as I release my videos. Go and join the Incredibly Average Clan on Discord. We'd love to have you there, love to have you chat. You can show us your team. We can recommend abilities, things like that to put on there. Lots of good stuff, lots of great guys in there. And I'm not forgetting it in this video. Shout out to the following people for supporting my previous video. It is Kyce at Kyce05 on Twitter, Frank Marley at Rank Vader, Humpaz at Mickey Humpaz on Twitter, and on YouTube it was Markyce Larry. So thank you guys so much for the support on the previous video. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully this will help you narrow down who to use that 95 power up pass on, or at least to give you an idea on maybe if you didn't even know yet who to be thinking about to use it on. Go play some challenges for that 89 nat in the playoff promo. That's going to be super helpful. I mean, obviously not. That's kind of crap, but that's a different story right now. Hope you guys are enjoying the game, doing a weekend league and all that stuff. I will see you guys in the next one, and remember, stay average.